Hi, this is Tactical Media again with another video. We're gonna talk today about using the Analog 4 and do layered sounds on the Analog 4. Let's say layering 1, layering 2, 3, or 4 voices on one single patch or on one single MIDI channel to create the feeling of a bigger synthesizer. And you're gonna be surprised of the results. Okay, now we're gonna go into our cogwheel right here on the left hand side, and we're gonna go to MIDI config on the global settings, and then you're gonna go into the MIDI channels, and in this case I routed track 1 and track 2 to MIDI 14, but to make this work you're gonna need to go down to auto channel and turn it to off, right? And then to be able to trigger both channels at the same time, channel 1 and 2, you're gonna need an external MIDI controller like this one. As you can see, we're gonna hit it. These oscillators are pretty stable, so you can barely hear the difference, but now we're gonna detune one of the voices a little bit. So as you can see, you have two voices going on right now, and the only voices here is 1 and 2, and then each of these channels has two oscillators. So as you can see, the level on that oscillator is off on the second oscillator of channel 2, and also on channel 1 the second oscillator is off. We are only hearing oscillators number 1 on track 1 and on track 2. Now, why do I like this? It's because it's gonna be able to make a bigger synthesizer out of ordinary patches that you got. We're gonna experiment with the already available patches that we got in here. So we're gonna press function and sound browser, and we're gonna press left, and we're gonna go to filter, and then we're gonna find something that we like. Let's say pads. All right, like that one. And now you're gonna hear the magic. I'm gonna play here, down here, as you can see on the right hand side. I'm gonna play down here on the keyboard, and you're gonna appreciate the both of, you know, the stack of both voices. Let's go to higher notes. It sounds really nice. Now let's clear sound number 1 and sound number 2. We're back to normal and back to the original one. All right, let's create a fat sound, something that sounds really fat in itself and at the same time is awesome. So we're gonna choose on the track number 1, we're gonna choose here waveform triangle, which is very normal. And then for the second oscillator, we're gonna choose square wave, and this square wave we're gonna add PWM to it, and we have to raise the level of it. Let's put it all the way to 100, which is the default volume, and we're gonna add some PWM, and we're gonna hear it now. Let's add a little bit more speed on the PWM. And that sounds very interesting right there. So now what you want to do is also try to control as much as you can the volume. So we're going to send them down to 64 on the first oscillator. On the second oscillator, we're going to turn it down to 64. That way we have a little bit more control. All right, so you already have a really nice sound on track number 1. Now let's go to track number 2, and we're going to do Let's do a saw wave on oscillator number 1 and a saw wave on oscillator number 2. Let's take the level to 64. And on oscillator 2 and on oscillator 1, we're going to take it to 64. But in this case, we're going to go to oscillator number 2 and we're going to sync the oscillator to oscillator number 1. That way we got a little bit more control. If you want to have less control of how it follows it, you're more than welcome, but you're going to like this right now. Hold on. So double tap oscillator 2, you double tap and you get into another menu. And right here, SMD, you're going to put sync mode 1 syncs, oscillator 1 syncs, oscillator number 2. And then that should bring the sync in. Let's hear it. You can't hear it because the oscillators are so well controlled that you can barely hear it, so we can fine tune it. And then another thing you can go ahead is you go to your LFO. This is a little bit more advanced feature. You go to LFO and then you go here on the destinations and you will go to oscillator. There you go, oscillator 2. You can do frequency mode like that, and here add some depth to it. All right, so now you got two different ones. Another cool thing I like to do is I like to go to amp, and on the panning, you can pan this one a little bit to the right and track 1 a little bit to the left. And track 2, let's add some chorus to number 2, and to number 1, let's add some reverb just to make it interesting. And now we're gonna play here on the keyboard, which is gonna actually trigger both tracks at the same time. Let's hear it. Sounds pretty cool. Let's go on a lower octave. You know, I don't like that on the LFO. Let me see, LFO number 2. Let's put it back to normal. Let's take it off. Let's add PWM. You can even change the pulse width on this, even though it's not a pulse, you can change it. All right, so let's go to track number 1 and go to the LFO, and let's add a random LFO. And to make that random LFO work really nicely, you can use half on it, and let's see what it does to this thing. Let's use hold. That's what you want to use. If you use hold, it will change every time you press a note. So we're gonna do, like, let's say arpeggio. So we're gonna do the same thing on the second channel. So we add that to the left channel also at the same time. And yeah, that's gonna be, it's already there. And the depth, we're gonna take it down. We're gonna go hold and number and 4 multiplier by 4. Let's see. That's awesome. That's awesome because uh, we're gonna keep adding to this. So you see the way the sound evolves here. It's gonna be awesome. Now we're gonna go to the filter section and we're gonna add some envelope. So we're gonna add depth here on the envelope, and then we're gonna lower here the cutoff. We're gonna add a little bit of resonance. There you go. And we're gonna do the same on channel 2. We're gonna add some depth to that envelope, cut some cutoff, add a little bit of resonance to it, and let's play again. Right, cool. So now we're gonna go back to number 1. We're gonna go to LFO and we're gonna choose a second destination. Let's go to the amp section and we're gonna do delay send, which is gonna make it even more interesting, right? And it's already on hold. So that means it's gonna send delay to it randomly. And we're gonna do the same thing on the second one. And there you go, delay send, right? It's some depth. Let's see how it sounds now. All right, we can go to the effects section and fix it a little bit, make this delay have a little bit more feedback, right? And then the timing, let's get it to .8 and turn up the volume because I had it lower from before, and the overdrive off. Let's hit it. All right, so that's one of the craziest things you can do. And now we can go back to the beginning again. We press track 1 and clear, track 2 and clear, and let's make something more simple and that is gonna sound cool. All right. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna choose square oscillator 1. We're gonna have a square wave. And then we're gonna add some filtering, some overdrive, a little bit of resonance, and a little bit of that envelope. We're gonna go to the envelope section and make it a little bit more, have more decay. Let's add some amp. And that's track number 2, right? Let's do some key tracking on the filter, on the first filter. All right, so now we're gonna go to track 1. Let's go to track 1 and clear it. And then we're gonna choose something different. Let's use 2 triangles on the first one, and then the second triangle we wanna detune it and see how it sounds. We're gonna go to filter section and add way more overdrive. Let's see what's going on here on LFO. And a little bit of noise. And now let's see how both sounds sound here. Let's go up on an octave. Let's add a little bit of reverb and some chorus on the triangles. Channels. I'm sorry, I got my fingers here. On both channels, we're at arpeggiation, and they got the same arpeggiator, and we're gonna press a note. Let's do it. Let me lower my tempo here because it's kind of high. Let's go down to the 120s. That way it's a little bit more bearable. Can you hear that? All right, so that sounds wonderful. So this is it. I just wanted to show you guys that. That's an awesome thing that the Analog 4 Mark II can do up to this date. And consider this if you have the Analog 4 Mark II. Remember, to make a song, you don't need so many parts. If you have an Analog 4 together with a drum machine or any other piece of hardware, and you want to make your sound even more powerful, guys, don't sleep on your hardware. You probably might have something even better there than anywhere else. So just keep your mind open. Electron is a great company. They have given us limitless tools to get the job done. So let's get to it, baby. I'll see you next time.